My degree is in architecture. I was designing offices. And then I thought that it would be more interesting to do something in the web.
Darina became a student at Kyiv's Unit Factory, Ukraine's version of French coding school 42, after giving some serious thought to seeking a profession in information technology.
Everyone uses it, and I want it to be useful to the world.
In the United States, people like Darina are the main demographic for the hugely popular coding bootcamps, which offer professional education in information technology to people looking to switch to IT from a different profession. These programs run from 3 months to a year and are priced from $5,000 to $16,000. Such cost of education is astronomical for most Ukrainians, which may be one of the reasons why Ukraine doesn't have coding bootcamps at the moment, although the country's market experiences a shortage of skilled IT professionals and presents ample opportunities for alternative IT education initiatives. Kyiv Post set out to speak with the leaders in alternative IT education in Kyiv to find out what they think of the coding bootcamp trend and whether such a trend is possible in Ukraine. We first discussed the subject in a Skype interview with Vladimir Lulka, the CEO of the Brainbasket Foundation, an NGO offering free programming courses to Ukrainians of all ages. Brainbasket's educational initiative Technology Nation is based on the courses of the leading world universities, such as Harvard, MIT and Stanford.
So it's my personal opinion that Ukraine is not ready for bootcamp. Ukrainian people are not ready to contribute financially. And, probably because of mentality of the people or not mature market for today, the Ukrainians most likely will not go by this way. But in 3-4 years, I believe that bootcamp will be also trend in our country.
Ukraine's current workforce is made up of 22 million people, and the country could largely benefit from increasing the number of its IT specialists, which in 2016 was estimated to be almost 100,000 people, according to Ukraine's leading online IT industry resource, do.ua. They could not only become the backbone of its middle class, but also create businesses which would draw foreign investment into the country. While Ukraine needs to explore alternative ways to train a new generation of IT talent, the cause for skepticism when it comes to coding bootcamps may also lie in the length of their programs, thanks to Dmitry Kochevsky, the CEO of the popular IT academy STEP. The full course here runs 2.5 years. Students choose to major in one of 3 tracks: software development, computer graphics and design, and network technologies and system administration.
Именно появление буткемпов – это следствие желания людей как можно быстрее получить навыки, которые позволят им трудоустроиться. Но всегда остается вопрос, является ли этот путь максимально эффективным. Конечно, все хотят быстро получить образование, быстро трудоустроиться, быстро заработать свой первый миллион. Мы все это понимаем, но быстрее не значит лучше.
Co-founders and business partners at another popular IT school, GoIT, Andrei Pivovarov and Roman Koritsky, are more optimistic about the idea of coding bootcamps.
My partner, he went to Silicon Valley and he has spent there like a month, and he did great research on the bootcamps.
As a result of their research, GoIT's team is currently working on opening a coding bootcamp in Los Angeles with a team of Ukrainian and American instructors.
I like this format of education. In bootcamp, you have a small group of 20-30 people who study in offline, in a boutique format, where everybody gets attention from the mentor, from the teacher, and they help each other. So for 3 months, you study coding, and you do it from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. each day.
So you've attempted to set up boot camps in Ukraine twice before. Can you tell me a bit about that experience?
So we've decided to try to launch it here in Ukraine. We did it twice and we failed twice. It's really price sensitive for Ukrainian market because you cannot work for 3 months. You cannot do anything except for studying in a boot camp. And a lot of Ukrainians, they're not ready to invest that much money and time into their education.
Non-university IT education is met with a certain degree of suspicion in Ukraine, a country whose older generation is still holding on to deep-rooted beliefs in state institutions. Private courses, alternative forms of education, and rigorous independent studies are a relatively new thing.
Выходцы из Советского Союза рассматривают образование как телегу, на которую ты сел, и она тебе везет. Тебе не нужно особо напрягаться, тебе и так везут. Но по сути образование – это поход в горы с рюкзаком. Ты сам идешь.
And the younger generation is not afraid to take the hike up into the information technology future, as intense as the trip may be.
When you got to inspect some subject, you do it like by yourself, really rigorously. You can't just Google it. You have to read lots of code, you have to read lots of documentation. Sometimes it's not obvious. You have to read some forums. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes and sometimes it takes 2 days to find something out.
The intensity of Eric's course at the Unit Factory seems comparable to that of the coding boot camps in the West. We asked Valeria Zabolotna, Unit Factory's initiator, to tell us more.
It sounds like the pool portion of the program is similar to the coding bootcamp scenario. How do the two compare?
It's very similar to a bootcamp, but bootcamp is a very short-term period, and here it's 2 periods: deep diving and project. Deep diving and project.
The program at the Unit Factory is structured around gamification and doesn't employ any teachers. Instead, students go on missions, receive scores, and work in teams to achieve goals. The course is highly competitive and lasts 1 to 3 years. The education here is free, and the so-called pool phases, where students are rigorously learning new material, serve as a kind of filter, allowing only the most hard-working, devoted, and stress-resistant students to move on to working on advanced projects.
They have 1 month, 4 weeks of this pool, swimming pool, which is extremely tough, believe me, because it takes up to 14, 16 hours a day, 4 weeks without weekends.
Our research showed that while current programs at the leading Ukrainian private IT schools mostly differ in structure and length from those at Western coding boot camps, they do share the same philosophy on providing their future graduates with practical, up-to-date skills. This approach gives Ukraine's alternative IT education its main advantage when compared to the country's outdated state university programs, which often suffer from limited funding and state bureaucracy.
We adapt our program and change it every 3 months. Because the new technologies, new frameworks, new languages appear all the time, and you have to be like on the edge of the technologies. And universities, they cannot afford that.
In addition, private IT educational institutions have more say in who they hire to teach their programs.
Наши преподаватели в большей степени практики. Мы считаем, что индустрия требует знаний, которые рождаются в самой индустрии. Поэтому научить этому может только профессионал из индустрии.
The prospect of getting the necessary practical skills to land a prestigious job in a quickly developing field is what brought Nikita Ogarkov to IT Academy STEP instead of a state university.
Being a programmer equals having a good salary, and well, this profession is creative and technical at the same time, which fits me as a person.
Nikita is not alone when it comes to his financial motivation. According to Ukraine's State Statistics Service, average monthly wages in Ukraine in 2016 were around 5,000 hryvnia, which is less than $200 a month. At the same time, according to DOUA, junior IT specialist salaries start at $500 a month, while senior positions pay as much as $4,000.
We have an idea that all these young people, they could enter market and they could really force our economy to boost with their knowledge and their inner personal characteristics.
Analysis of Ukraine's alternative education market suggests that there is plenty of space for new educational trends, especially if financing options were available.